Hello guys, today I'm going to show you a crazy bone-chilling battle played between Garry Kasparov and Anatoly Karpov, two absolute legends of chess history. This game was played in the round 20 of 1990 World Championship match held in Lyon. And trust me, this game is wild and tactical. Here Kasparov finds a crazy sacrifice that totally shocks Karpov and leads to an unstoppable attack, so make sure to watch till the end. I am your host Bison. Okay, so this game continues with bishop to b5, and this is known as Royal Lopez opening. And now black responds with a6, which is known as Morphy defense. Now here white have two options, like to go back on e2 square, or the next move is played by, which is bishop to a4, and this is known as Columbus variation. Here black is also preparing to castle, and after this rook to e1 by Kasparov guarding the e4 pawn. Okay, so this complete setup is known as Carey's variation. And after this, bishop to b7, which is known as Floor Z7 variation. A good move by Kasparov. He wants to double his rook so that he can maintain a good pressure in the center. Or maybe this knight can come to h2 square so that this rook can jump to g3, directly targeting the king. Okay, so Karpov played this move to deflect this knight from the defense of e4 pawn if white captured on c4. That's why here Kasparov decides to bring his bishop to b2, targeting towards this king. Instead of knight g4, here computer is rushing to play knight to f3, keeping an eye on the d2 and d4 square so that black pieces can't infiltrate. Now here it's better for black to bring his knight to d3, targeting this bishop as well as this rook, but instead he made a mistake by playing queen to e8, because in this position Kasparov finds a beautiful sacrifice. Knight takes h6, and obviously you can't capture this knight with the pawn due to this pin. So suppose if black captures this with the rook by rook takes h6, but guys, in this position, white can play this beautiful move, which is knight takes d6, directly targeting the queen as well as the bishop. And you can't defend this bishop, because suppose if black tries to defend this bishop by playing queen to d7, now here white will play queen to g4. And suppose after takes, now comes knight to f7 check, king to g8, knight takes h6 check, king to h8, knight takes g4, and you can see that white is winning. So that's why after knight takes d6, yeah, suppose in this position, if black decides to give up this bishop and suppose plays queen to h5, uh, trying to exchange the queens, but guys, in this position white can play this beautiful move, which is rook to g5, sacrificing the rook, and obviously black can't capture it due to knight to f7 fork, and after this black have to lose his queen. So the only way to exchange, so suppose if he exchanges the queens, then knight to f7 check, king to g8, knight takes h6 check, king to h8, rook takes d1, c3. Suppose if he tries to block this diagonal, then knight to f7 check, king to g8, bishop to g6, protecting this knight, and you can see that everything is well protected and white is winning. So in the actual game, after the move knight takes h6, here Karpov decides to block the diagonal of this bishop by playing c3. And now you can see that this knight and this bishop both are under attacked. But guys, that's the beauty of Kasparov, because in this position he finds the correct move, knight to f5, with the idea of queen to g4 and then h4. Okay, so here if king to g8, then white will play knight to g5 and then queen to h7, and you can see that black is gone. So that's why in this position Kasparov decides to sacrifice his rook by playing rook to h6, defending the check. taking benefit of this pinned bishop. And here in this position, the final move by Kasparov is bishop takes d5 check, and in this position, Anatoly Karpov resigned. What an amazing game by Kasparov. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video. Hit that subscribe button for more because it motivates me a lot. This is your host Bison signing off. Bye bye.